information fructify. So the people filled that center pertaining to Karnataka and all other states from the Odisha, Karnataka, etc.
How many, Godhra, how many students, just 1 second. Godhra, how many students appeared?
In total, the students, but
nobody is getting admission.
we can't.
Nobody is getting admission.
Your Lordship will allow me to
What has
speak for a
happened?
while?
Nobody is getting admission because it never went to successful fruition.
That's right.
What has
But tell us one thing, totally Godhra, how many centers were there? Just, I mean, we just wanted to,
I'll just, in the meanwhile, then what happened in Godhra?
just only,
My
just tell
learned
us what
friend is
happened.
right. My learned friend is right. There was a person called Tushar Bhatt. He was the center superintendent, that in charge of that center.
He assured students that you pay me this amount. What I will do is I'll ask the physics teacher and chemistry teacher to fill up the answer sheets.
Whatever you can answer positively, you are confident, you answer. Otherwise, leave blank because
Tushar, who is Tushar Bhatt?
Tushar Bhatt is a city, he is a physics teacher.
Center superintendent.
Center superintendent, himself
well-
is a physics teacher. And he is,
Geography teacher. If I read correctly, it's a geography teacher.
I'll just check.
That's what
But
we have read.
physics teacher and
So he
geography.
was like the invigilator at the center. He was the invigilator at the center.
In charge of the center, but the physics.
And it is alleged that, after the students had filled in their OMR sheets,
He would get
the
3 hours.
blanks would be filled in by the.
Filled in by me. This information was, came to the knowledge of district magistrate and district education officer.
Lord, this was
There-
a month before. Lord, I had shown the email a month before this information was
So
given.
Godhra has nothing to do with the paper leak per
Paper
se.
leak, therefore the.
Except that what they are saying is that if the center in charge had made that representation, obviously he had the answers somewhere.
No, what he said was,
But they are also arrested.
But were any of the solved question papers recovered from the center in charge in Godhra?
He was not permitted, because the officers came at 2 o'clock on. They sat through the exam, and in their presence, they ensured that everything is sealed and sent. So those who kept blank remained blank.
And now from totally, how many students appeared from Godhra? Totally. How many centers were there in Godhra? 2 centers in Godhra. How many total number of students in Godhra? 2513.
And good, how many from outside came?
I'm just going to come to 2513 in the 2 centers. Now, out of the 2513, how many come within the cutoff for 1.08 lakh seats?
How many are likely?
Around 12 minutes.
Just a second, I'll just write. Godhra, 2 centers. 2513 candidates. And how many come within that 1.08 lakh, the last cutoff?
12, my lord, I'm
12.
12.
About 18.
18.
Not 10. One center 12, another center about 6. We have given this pattern of mark distribution also. Their performance also is below average. That is that PDF page number 1016.
How many students at Godhra out of the 2,513 had come in from, who had changed their centers?
Please see, the 14 could do it. Its application was done by about 36. It was not allowed for on account of non-availability. Only 14 were allowed change of center.
Is there anyone getting?
No.
Out of 14, nobody is getting admission in there. 1,08,000.
Who originally applied, somebody from.
Mr. Hoda, then even Godhra seems to be a sort of a localized, Godhra,
Issue more than Malad.
Godhra, it never went through. In the sense that before they could do anything, there were arrests.
Yes, Lord. My submission is not that
Right.
Actually, the cheating has happened in Godhra. But I say the leak footprint was not confined to Patna. The
It came to
paper had
Godhra.
gone everywhere. And
Not
there was
everywhere. We at least now look.
We take your point that there's a likelihood that the leaked answers had traveled to Godhra as well.
That's right.
But Godhra, there is one clear distinction that the students had no opportunity to put
That-
their.
sir. Lord, somewhere they are caught, somewhere they are not caught, something
No,
is
but Godhra,
noticed,
no.
something is
Godhra,
unnoticed.
Godhra, nothing. Godhra, there is no wrongdoing at all eventually.
Yes.
Because
Because-
before they could, because the process was not the students memorizing the question, but the
It was,
The center in charge putting the right dots.
But Lord,
That never took place in
Hey.
Godhra.
Lord, here this honorable court is considering the question whether the leak has a widespread footprint or not. Now, this is one of an indicator that this
Mr. Tushar Bhatt had the answers beforehand so that he can do it. So it's a possibility. A possibility cannot be ruled out that he had the sold question paper.
Godhra,
Yes,
apart from.
seven months. Even physics and chemistry teacher who was supposed to put the dots, the answer the questions, they are also arrested.
I see.
And with Mr. Tushar Bhatt, who, it's a case of cheating. He cheated the students that you pay me 10 lakhs, I'll do this.
it's a case of malpractice, but it assumes that they had the benefit of the answer sheets,
That's right.
the solved question paper.
That's right.
Because those physics and chemistry teachers who were to fill in the blanks, they would also have, they will not do it on the spot. They would have the pre-prepared swab.
Mr. Bhatt said, Mr. Bhatt said, Mr. Bhatt said, I would have 3 hours before I seal the answers. So he gave it to the students or the parents.
That was his representation.
That is his representation based upon which he recovered some money.
Mr. Huda, from what we have now, I think we can wrap up your submission because you're the other
I will
side.
just quickly wrap
Now,
up in 10
It
minutes.
appears that Godhra,
I don't think we can say is an example of a very widespread
I have just
case.
one thing to point out.
Because there is no evidence to indicate that actually that scheme went through. In which case, as of now, we find that there is only wrongdoing which has taken place in Hazaribagh and Patna. To postulate that, on that basis, then the only thing which we are left with are the statistics.
And Lord,
That 61 students got 720 out of 720. Out of 61 students, as we now know, 44 got it because of that award of full marks, treating both the options of a question as correct. Can we cancel an examination only on that basis?
yes,
That's
but
the point.
let me very
Or is it something which falls short of the threshold which requires the court to cancel an
Let me
entire examination?
very rapidly give me my view. A month before, admittedly, College Kaka, which I pointed out on the first date also, wrote to NTA
Who?
that College Kaka is a counseling center on 3rd of April 2024, more than a month before this exam. He indicated that this scam of OMR sheets being filled up later is going to happen. Please take care. The email is received on 3rd of April. In their response now, they say the email from the entity College Kaka subsequently has been forwarded by NTA to the appropriate concerned authority for investigation and necessary action. So this conspiracy was already a month before hatched. I'll just do it.
But one more angle, this Mr. Bhatt, Tushar Bhatt, would have the question paper from 2 o'clock onwards, not after 5. One of his student can give it to him. And they would start solving it. Thereafter, somebody, that was his, my lord, idea of committing fraud, and therefore he started approaching parents of his knowledge. We have recovered 30 post-dated checks.
Yes, my lords wanted to know.
Rapidly, my lord,
whose
wrap it up.
14 whose center was changed, which they say is pre-planned and conspiracy. etc. Not even a single candidate has come. Actually, may I add that also.
Well, at the story they are giving to this honorable court that the paper was collected from Hazaribagh at 7:30
And 240 kilometer in the transit. There was
Solicitor, is it your case, Mr. Kaushik? Which was being transported from Hazaribagh?
yes.
No, not from Hazaribagh.
Where?
It traveled to Hazaribagh to one of the gang members.
Lord, that is
It happened in Patna.
Lord, Lord, it's an.
It's his school.
Oasis school is in Hazaribagh, your
Right.
lordship, right? Where this breach happened.
But the breach occurred in at Oasis school, according to you.
And
The
we have
school-
the, my lord, CCTV footage.
That
The
the school
footage
is 3rd of May.
before 8:02.